Usually, if you're trying to fake extreme beauty, you need at least 15 umbilical cords worth of Panamanian stem cells. But if you're trying to fake beautiful piano, all you need is a few minutes with your boy Sean. So today, we're going to talk about how to play some really easy and beautiful piano stuff in the key of C. So this is going to be kind of like an extension of one of the last fake piano videos, which I'll link you to if you haven't seen. We're just going to use white keys in the key of C. We're going to start with this one right here. This is a C. Anytime you see a group of two black keys, the one right to the left of the first in the group of two is a C. Now, if you take a note, skip a white key, take another one, skip another white key, you end up with a C major chord. You can do that on any single one, right? Now, to truly make it beautiful, we haven't really gotten to the beauty of it yet. C major chord is nice, it's pleasant, it's not going to really rock your socks off, but C major 7 is where it's at. So all we have to do is we have to extend one skipped white key, and we're right there. Now, if you want to do it in your right hand higher, you have a C, an E, a G, and a B, okay? Now, this might be kind of a big reach for you if you haven't really played a lot of piano yet. You know, your fingers might be here, and you're trying to struggle to get that really kind of 7-note stretch in, but this is going to make a 7th chord, okay? And you can do this starting on any white key, right? So this is a C major 7. If you go to an F note right here, do the same thing, take one, skip one, take one. It's an F major 7. They don't all become major 7 chords, but they all become some kind of 7 chords. If you start on like an A right here, A is between the second and third in a group of 3 black keys. That's an A minor 7. Okay, so kind of adds an interesting melodic component that goes beyond just basic triads. Triad being a 3-note chord, either major or minor. All we're doing is adding one note, okay? You can do these to a lot of effect, but I think to really kind of make it like a fake, pretty type deal, we got to start breaking this up into some kind of rhythm or some kind of pattern, okay? And also, too, we're going to talk about what you can do in case this reaches too long for you, too big of an interval right for you now, to still make it pretty. But first, we're going to do it in the regular way. So what I want to do, I want to start on that same C chord. We're going to start with your left hand pinky playing the C. It's going to be the lowest note that we have for this example, all right? Now, usually, remember, we take a white key, skip a white key, take one, take another one. In the left hand, I just want a C and a G, okay? Right here. In the right hand, we're going to have the full C major 7 chords, C, E, G, B. Okay, so if we arpeggiated it, played one note at a time, it would sound like this. C, G, C, E, G, B. Okay, so that would just be an arpeggio way to play it. Up and down. Now, I think to really get some of that beauty, the majesty of these 7th chords going, is to create some kind of pattern where it's like we're kind of playing them out of order, okay? But we're doing it in somewhat of a focused way. So all we're going to do is create a sequence of your hands and your fingers right now. So the first 2 notes are going to be C and G. Just the left part of your hand, if it's your pinky, that's cool. If it's your ring finger, whatever. To your thumb or your pointer finger, whatever. C to G, okay? And then I think the easiest way to kind of call this out is going to be to number these 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so every sequence is going to start off with the left hand, low to high, and then we're going to come up with a number sequence, like 1, 3, 2, 4, okay? So the first note in this 4-note chord, the third note, the second note, and the 4th note. 1, 3, 2, 4. So it's just kind of slight variation on arpeggio, but it sounds less linear. Sometimes you can mix that up with a straight up linear arpeggio. Okay, and kind of mixing and matching these will really sound good. You can take the same sequence, take it to any other chord, that F chord we talked about. And really feel free to kind of come up with absolutely any combination of these notes. It doesn't always have to be 1, 3, 2, 4. It could be 2, 3, 1, 4. The really important thing you want to do is create some kind of finger independence where you can get individual fingers in any one of your hands to cooperate with you and do what you want it to do, right? So like I said before, in case this 4-note chord is too much of a stretch for you, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually remove the root note and focus on the last 3 notes of that chord. So if we have a C major 7 chord in the right hand and we take the root out of it, we're left with the E, a G, and a B chord, which is actually an E minor triad, but the left hand stays the same. So we still have a C in the bass and a G. It's 5th in the bass, okay? So now we're actually faking it a little bit less and we're learning something here. We've got the root note down low and it's 5th, and then we're putting on top of that chord really what's a minor triad, but is essentially a minor triad that's hidden inside a C major 7. So really you kind of see the connections if you play guitar, like most people who watch this channel do. You see that E minor is actually kind of like a pivotal component of a C major 7 chord. These connections will become more and more prevalent as you kind of see a little bit more what these shapes and chord combinations are doing. So instead of going, we can kind of like combine these without that root in the middle. Now we can come up with the exact same sequence, but just kind of flip it around a little bit, because we have the left hand, and then instead of going 1, 3, 2, 4, we can just kind of start mixing up some of these 3 notes here. So if now these are my 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, left hand 1, 3, 2, 3. Then we go to the F, but instead of playing the root note here, let's take the extension without the F, which happens to be an A minor. So A minor is the minor chord hidden inside a F major 7 chord. Okay, we can start doing these with minor chords. Like we could take like an A, an E, and there would be an A minor 7. Take the A out. Look at that, C, E, G is a C major chord tucked inside A minor 7. Really just start playing around inside these chord shapes, and there's no way that you can make it sound bad as long as you create a little bit of space in between your fingers and what you're doing here, and kind of play it with a little bit of feel. Again, facial expressions are so key in this. Remember from that first lesson? Yeah, you remember that kind of 2-note thing going on? So anyways, that is how you fake extreme, beautiful piano chords, but we're faking it a little bit less because now we're going on to 7th chords. Now, one more thing, the names of all these chords, the 1 chord, right, in the key of C, C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, C is 1. The chord names we'll have of 7th chords, the chord scale if you will. C major 7 is the 1 chord. D minor 7 is the 2 chord. E minor 7 is the 3 chord. F major 7 is the 4 chord. G dominant 7 is the 5 chord. A minor 7 is the 6 chord. B minor 7 flat 5 is the 7 chord. Back to C major 7. Combine those any way you want and let the beauty flow from your fingertips. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, the website. Talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.